Hey gang, that was a solo to Baby Come Back by Player, 1970 something. We're going to go over it note for note. Now, before we do, just a couple of things. First of all, the song is in C minor, and the chords over which you're going to be soloing are basically these. They're basically A flat, G minor, C minor, F minor, G minor, back to C minor. Now they're embellished a little bit. You can play a B flat on the bass for the A flat. And you can play minor sevenths and it sounds still kind of breezy and good. Anyway, the point is it's in C minor. So we're going to be playing a lot of stuff in C minor. Alright, so let's start it out. I'm going to put the distortion back on and we'll try it. So it starts out with these leading notes. Well, first of all, it starts out, I've chosen, you can play this in a lot of different positions. I've chosen to play this in the opening salvo, so to speak, in the third position, which is out of this C minor chord form. And the scale is this. Skip the note there. All right, anyway, let's play it note for note. So here we go. Alright, let's play that one. Now there's three leading notes. They're this. I guess four leading notes. And that's just the notes in the C minor scale. So we're walking up C minor, which is on the 5th string, 3rd fret, to the 5th, to the 6th, and then to the 4th string, 3rd fret. Alright, and then we play the first notes, which is just a, on the 4th string, we're going to play the 5th, 3rd twice, back to the 4th string 5th, and then we're going to hammer on onto the 5th on the 3rd string. Alright, here it is again in all of its simple glory. Alright, now here's something that's probably the most difficult bend in the whole song. We're going to be bending up a whole step from this note right here, which is on 2nd string, 4th fret. Now we don't usually bend on the 2nd, we don't usually bend that particular note. It's something that kind of makes a solo a little bit cool. Tongue-tied there. Alright, so here's the second part of that line. Alright, so we're going to bend up on the 2nd string, 4th fret, the whole step. Then we're going to pick it and pull down very quickly. So we'll pull off to the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, and then play this. So all along we're ending on this note, which is the 5th string 3rd fret, or 3rd string 5th fret, which is a C. And we have to play that little string skipping, which is playing the G, which is the 3rd fret on the 1st string. So again, one more time. Alright, now a very standard, now let's play the second line. Alright, so on this one, we're starting out with a very typical bend. We're going to bend on this, we're going to bend on the 6th fret, 2nd string. We're going to bend up a hole, and we're going to play the 6th on the 1st string as well. We're going to do that 3 times. We're going to hit the top string twice with that long bend. Come down by playing this. Okay, so that pulls down from that bend down to the 6th. Oops, gotta do it right. Pull off to the 4th, and then we'll play 6th, and then 5th twice. Really revolving and heavily using that C in the C minor scale, which makes some sense, right? Alright, so that's the second line. Again, here it is. Now we're just going to walk up on the 3rd. 7th, 8, 10, and then 12, and then the 11th on the 2nd. Okay, here's the next part. Alright, so that one is a nice little pivoting move. So we're going to play 12 on the 2nd and 3rd strings. We're going to play 12 on the 3rd, and then 11 on the 2nd, and then 12 on the 3rd, and 13 on the 2nd. We're going to do that twice. Then we're just going to play this. And you can just play it once and let it hang a little bit more if you want. It's all fine. That's just the 11th there. All right, now here's kind of a cool line. So you got to pre-bend this one. It sounds best if you can pre-bend. So that means bend before you strike the string, right? That's kind of tough. It's good to practice. That's a whole step. So we're going from the 13th on the 1st string. We're going to bend up to that 15th. Pull it down to the 13th. And then play the following, 11, 10, 11, 10. And then 11 on the 2nd, but we're going to bend that up to the 13. Again, whole thing is this again. And I like to milk that one a little bit, so when it's starting to fade, I give it a bit of vibrato. You don't have to do that. Okay, here's the next line, and this is a little bit tricky. It's fast and impressive, but it's actually not that difficult once you practice it a little bit. Okay, let's take the first part of that. Straight out of a blues scale. This is a C minor pentatonic blues. Check it out. Right? So we're playing the C minor pentatonic blues scale right there on 8th fret. And we're coming into it by that 13th bend that we had on the previous line, which is what kind of cool about what the solo is, kind of hangs together nicely. Okay, so we'll come. So we'll play that one right there. So we're playing the 13th, or I'm sorry, we're playing the 11th bent to the 13th, and we're pulling that off to the 11th, and then playing the 8th. All right, now we're going to do the standard Chuck Berry blues bend. So we're going to play on the 10th, on the 3rd, bend that up a whole step. Right, and we're going to play the 8th. Hear that in Hotel California, as well as just about any Led Zeppelin song, early one, and lots of Chuck Berry and stuff like that. All right. All right. All right, then we're just going to walk back down the blues scale down to this note right here, which is on the 3rd fret, or 3rd string, 10th fret. And now we're just going to play a little half bend and pull it off to the 8th. All right, so that's the whole line. All right, here's that second half of that line, and it's this. All right, so that one, you're going to utilize a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs to get it to execute it very quickly. All right, so that one is simply starting on the 3rd string. You're going to play 10-8, 4th string 10-8, and then walk back up. So 10-8, 10. Now on the 3rd string 8, and then 10. And now you're going to go into the whole. Okay, so you're going to bend the 10th up a whole step to the 12th. That's on the 3rd. Play your Chuck Berry again. On the 2nd string, you're going to play 11, pull off to the 8th. And now you play the 10th on the 3rd, but you hit it very strong so that you can play. You can hammer on to the 11th. You play the 10th, hammer on to the 11th, pull off to the 10th, play the 8th, and then end up on the 10th. I'm sorry, end up on the 10th on the 4th. All right, so it's like this. let me play that slowly, that whole line. Sounds like it's a, out of a Led Zeppelin song or something like that. So it's amazing that works so well for top 40. Okay, that's that part. So let's play that whole thing again slowly. Now notice this one's a little bit slower. On a track I was using, it did it exactly the same, which is unfortunate. So it makes it kind of hard to play it a little bit differently. But there's a little bit more of a delay. So when you're coming on the... So that's just on the 4th, you're playing from the 10th to the 12th to the 13th, and then on the 3rd string, the 10th. All right? Now we're going to play this. All right? So that one has a little bit of palm muting. So you're going to mute with your palm, and you're going to play that same phrase that you used before, where you're pivoting on the 3rd and 2nd strings, 12, 11, 12, 13. You do that twice, and then you come all the way up here and you play the following triad. You make a triad with a 15th on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, respectively. You're going to play 15, 16, and 17, and you start on the 17th, and you kind of syncopate this. So you play 17, 15, then you play 1st string, 2nd string, 3rd string. So you play the 3rd string, and then you just kind of walk down, but you have to syncopate it. And you have to play it distinctly on each one. All right? So again, that's 15 on the 1st, 16 on the 2nd, 17 on the 3rd. Okay? Then you end it with this little lick right here, again. And that's just again, if you can do it, a pre-bend, although it's not as critical this time. He bends a little bit. You can hear him. But a pre-bend, if you want to, on the 13th. Okay, and then you play 11, 13, and on the 2nd, 13. And then do that 3 times. And then you just walk down, 13 on the 2nd, 11 on the 2nd, 8th on the 2nd, 10th on the 3rd, and then the following phrase. That's 8, 10, and then that little half bend back to the 10th and pull off to the 8th. All right, now in the song it's faded out, but I just kind of ended it with the C minor chord. Okay, here's the whole thing played very slowly, okay? Okay, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. And if you have any comments or suggestions, please fire away. And if you liked it, please like it and subscribe if you haven't. All right. See you on down the road.